Day 6 of 30. We're just knocking these teams out one by one every single day. Welcome back to the channel. It's Jason, baseball fans. For those of you, this is your first time to the channel, welcome. Right now, I'm going over my 30 and 30, which I'm doing a team every day this month, one team per day. I'm going over the offseason outlook and some predictions, what I think they should do, what I think they will do. So your team will be covered no matter who your team is, okay? Take a look in the description down below. I've done the first 5. I also put some recent videos, my MLB free agent predictions, contract predictions for this offseason, as well as a couple other ones too, for your enjoyment. So welcome if you're new. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you like good baseball content. Hit the bell next to it so you don't miss the next 24 teams. And my regulars, you're the bomb. Let's get to the topic of the day and the team of the day, the Minnesota Twins. Okay, right now we're going over the Central, American League, National League. And by the way, I alternate American League, National League every single day. Okay, so we mix it up. Minnesota Twins. I mean, what can I say about the team? One of the problems I had, I mentioned this in one of the other videos, is not only, unfortunately, they haven't won a playoff game, and they've been in the playoffs for like 6 years. Okay, maybe even longer than I can't remember the last time they won a single playoff game, which stinks. But one of the things that I noticed is, unlike the teams of the Minnesota Twins when they won the World Series, they don't have a clear-cut ace, okay? So keep that in mind. When they won before, they had Jack Morris, bona fide #1, and a bunch of other, Frank Viola, and a bunch of solid guys. Now they have a bunch of like 3 and 4s, maybe a 2, but a bunch of 3 and 4s. And if you're going to be competing against Oakland, Tampa Bay, the Yankees, Chicago White Sox, Houston, you're going to need somebody like, you're going to need a horse. Okay, unfortunately, and starting pitching is one of the glaring needs that I see that they have, as well as relief pitching and DH, obviously. Starting pitching, what I think they should do is they should sign Trevor Bauer. But I say that about a lot of teams. A lot of teams could use him, but they don't have a bona fide ace. They need a bona fide ace. And he only wants to work on 1 or maybe 2-year deals. Could I see somebody giving him like a crazy 5-year deal or 4-year deal? And taking it maybe, but he's expressed his desire and preference to work on 1 to 2-year deals. That way, if he's not happy, he can move on. And if he's still performing, somebody's always going to sign him. So that's the guy I think they should bring in, Trevor Bauer. Especially since Jake Odorizzi is a free agent, he might not come back. I have put him on another team in one of my most recent videos. So be sure to watch him, and you'll find out if you're a Twins fan. He isn't a clear upgrade from Jake Odorizzi. Would I be surprised if Odorizzi came back and they brought in Bauer? No. I mean, they need to take the next step to get them to the next level, and bringing Bauer would help them do that. For the bullpen, I think they should bring in somebody like Blake Treinen or even a Liam Hendricks, a power arm, okay, to complement a lot of guys that they have already. But they have like Tyler Clippards and a couple of these other folks. They've also had Homer Bailey and Rich Hill, but this is also number 4s and number 3s and stuff like that. So, but they need a power arm in the bullpen, or maybe even 2. And Blake Treinen or even Liam Hendricks gives them that power arm. So, and a lot of those teams that had a strong rotation and a strong bullpen to complement each other, okay? And that way they can shut people down and shut teams down throughout the entire game or throughout the entire series. And that is another important piece to this team. And bringing in another power arm like this would only take this team to the next level, I think, especially if you brought in a Bauer too. Like you bring in a Bauer and a Hendricks, or a Bauer and Blake Treinen or something like that. They're gonna look a bit different, the Twins, in my opinion. They'll win a couple playoff games. Might even win a series. Who knows? Stranger things have happened. So, and keep in mind too, and I say this in my other videos, my predictions are just like every other prediction, everybody else's. The experts, the MLB Network, the Peter Gammons, and all these folks. Nobody's gonna knock them out 100%. Nobody. Okay, not even 50%. So, but we get some right here and there. But it's exciting for the fans. Make it for you guys. Okay, and it's nice. It's fun to put on our GM hats and our owner hats, and kind of, especially when it's our team and a whole bunch of us are talking about our team collectively, or an Astros fan is having a dialogue with a Yankee fan, a Dodgers fan is having a dialogue with a Cubs fan, and no, you can't do this, can't do that. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's another reason why I do this. So I welcome your perspective as much as I hope you welcome mine. But I do research these in the book and try to place the right person with the right fit based on the needs and the finances of the team, especially now where finances are different because of what's happened over the last year. It's something to keep in mind. And I said this in my last video too. Major League Baseball has lost $3 billion since COVID. That's an average of $100 million per team over 30 teams. Okay, some more, some less, but that's a lot of money. Okay, so I would not be surprised if a lot of dudes get 1-year deals and 2-year deals. And if you look at my prediction videos, you'll see that. And you only see very few people with a 3 or 4 or 5-year deal. I don't see any 6, 7, 8-year deals. I don't see anybody getting $200 million. I don't see a $200 million player on the list either. So, but with that said, stranger things have happened. Never really know what's going to happen. But that said, whether I'm right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Whether you're right or wrong doesn't matter. This is still fun, and I love doing this with you guys. So, DH, obviously, I think they should re-sign Nelson Cruz. As long as he keeps raking like he is, you keep giving him 1-year deals, He's a gem to that team. And he's like, was he 43 and he's still hitting 40 jacks. Even in an abbreviated year, I think he had 14, which is still, or 15 or 16 maybe, which is still like 35 in a full season. So why would you not? It's not like you're giving him, an odd chance or the off chance he might get a 2-year deal. Fine, but at least you're not giving him 8 years, or something like that, or 7 years. So, and he's proven to be worth it every year over the last bunch of years. So, yeah, I do think they should bring back Nelson Cruz. Now, on the flip side, what I think they'll actually do, I don't think they're going to sign Trevor Bauer. I think they're going to bring in somebody like Marcus Stroman, okay? Who's still, he's a number 2. He's not a Bauer. He's not a Garrett Cole. He's not a Jacob deGrom or anything like that, but he's a solid pitcher, and he'll give them innings every 5th day and put them in a position to win more often than not, particularly with a better lineup. I don't think he was in the right surroundings last year with the Mets. He'll be surrounded by a pretty deadly lineup with the Twins. So I think it'll be a little bit different. He'll put you in a position to win more often than not with the offense backing him up. So Marcus Stroman. And again, you could probably get him on a 2-year deal. He's eccentric and blah, 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 but so is Trevor Bauer. As long as they can pitch, who cares? So he's the guy I have him bringing in. I actually have an outside-of-the-box thought here. Roberto Ozuna, who was the catcher for the Blue Jays and the Astros, is a free agent, and I could see him coming in for the Minnesota Twins. He's only like 25 or 26 years old. I know he's had a controversy a couple of years ago and blah, 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 but he can still pitch. He's young, and he won't cost a lot. And you put him in the back of the bullpen, he is a clear upgrade from some of the relievers that they've had. And he'll complement the other relievers too. So I think it would be wise for him to consider it. And again, it's a low-key environment, Minnesota. It's not like him going to the Bronx or somewhere like that where they would dissect everything. And I'm a Yankees fan, but the media is going to eat people alive, especially when they ask you 700 times about something you did. Like, it's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. I think he'd be a better fit in Minnesota. And again, I don't see them getting somebody like Blake Treinen or Liam Hendricks. I see them getting somebody like Ozuna, which will be fine as well. Yeah, and I do think I do think they'll re-sign Nelson Cruz. They'd be crazy not to. There's some other odd pieces, maybe another bullpen arm, a piece here, a piece there, but these are to me 3 of the most glaring positional needs. So I wanted to go over those. And just because a team has 3 needs doesn't mean they're going to address all 3. And that's the unfortunate thing too with the market and the finances and blah blah blah. Locked in contracts that hamstring a team from doing other things, or they might make a trade for somebody. You never know. But they're still going to be good. And but I do think if you want to go to the next level, they have to bring in somebody like Bauer. They need a power arm in the bullpen. They got to keep Cruz around. Jonathan Schoop. He could be an option, but come back. But I don't see it happening. I mean, there's a couple other players. I mean, I'd be surprised if let's say they signed DJ LeMahieu, away from the Yankees. That would be a shocker. But he would be a good fit. He would complement that lineup really well. Would I hate it? Yeah, I want him to come back to the Yankees, but it could happen. And that's why, even as a Yankee fan, I never get into the assumption, and some people call me biased, but I don't care. But I never get into the assumption that everybody wants to play for the Yankees, because they don't. Okay, it's a different environment, and Minnesota is a different environment. Some people are better fits there, and Some people get more opportunities there, which is why I put guys like this in Minnesota, because they'll be a fit and they'll play on the regular basis, and I think they'll help the team win. So, and that's the bottom line. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Be on the lookout for my next one, Day 7. I'll tell you right now, I got my baseball book here. We're going to go over the Cincinnati Reds, okay? And then after that, we'll go over the lowly Detroit Tigers. That'll be Day 8. So the Reds, Day 7, Tigers, Day 8. Be sure to watch all these videos. They're not super long, but I think you'll get some insight, and you may get a little bit of more insight into why I do things the way I do things, because they kind of flow from the older stuff. So, and it's they're evolving videos and evolving channels. So if something happens on the free agent front that changes my projections here, I make the adjustments, or at the very least, I announce it in the video. So, there's still some player options to be addressed, team options and stuff like that. So the free agent list could be expanding by a couple of players as well. We just don't know yet. So with that, hope you enjoyed. Please hit that thumbs up and that subscribe button, and be safe and well, and I will talk to you next time.